about Trent, other than kicking your dog out your out?
Don't even know what he is. Actually, I might need to go outside and get him back in.
Where's Mohammed?
Mo,
Oh, come here.
Is that how you want to start it, Mark?
We're doing something else. I thought this was still the preamble. I was just curious.
yeah, it is. Let's do it. I think I know how I feel about it. I feel okay with it. I'm not mad about it at all, actually. And here's my thing. Here's a bet I'm gonna lay in. Do we need Trent next year to win the league? I'm gonna say no. We won the league this year without a out and out number 9, like a solid number 9. The cost of keeping Trent is the wages of a world class number 9, I think, for the next 5 years. I'd rather dump that money. Even if it's just 3/4 of the paycheck that brings in a world class number 9, I'd rather put that money there. And I think the money that Trent wants was too much to make the both happen. So yeah, not ideal.
What do you think
Not
about?
great.
I think he's a selfish prick. I think he's like, if you want to leave, leave. Like, that's fine. Like, I don't think any player's bigger than a club, but to leave on a free is shit. And there's no way that Liverpool haven't offered him a new deal. And he's let his drag out. His brother's his agent. Him and his brother have both been promised by Madrid probably millions and millions and millions to sign on. And they've just completely fucking turned their back on Liverpool, which, as someone who's supposed to be a Scouser, and like, there's videos of him saying like, oh, like my whole career, like, my dream is to, be captain and play for Liverpool. And then, like, I mean, I get it, moving on, like, whatever. But like, I mean, you got people like Cunha and Jack Grealish and that all sign deals to get their team's money in. It's not like we need money. It's not like we're one of those clubs that's like a poor club, but we don't spend a lot of money. And like, you look at like the Coutinho sale, got us Alisson and Van Dijk. We wouldn't have signed those two otherwise. So it's like, we know our owners are tight. We're not like, Chelsea or someone that's going to go out and spend hundreds of millions of players. So like, if we'd have got 50, 60, 70 million for him even, would have helped us. But it is what it is. Like, I think, his passing's unreal, but he's always been a liability defensively. So it gives us a chance to maybe get a more defensive right back. And like, he was one of Klopp's kind of players anyway. So now, we'll see what Arnie does, and maybe he'll get some players that he wants. Yeah, it's a bit shit. And like, coming out with the video and stuff like that, like, I mean, I don't know. I just don't believe any of it. Like, I don't believe any of the shit he says, to be honest.
So you kind of completely negated my take on it, because I was thinking like the only people who are mad at him like for leaving are the people who like stay in their hometown like the whole lives, never want to go experience anything else. Because I mean, he has been at the club all his life, and to have a chance to go to Spain to play for Real Madrid, to put on that white shirt, to play in the Bernabeu, like, you can't begrudge him that for wanting to go and try something new. I think it does tarnish his like legacy. He's never going to be, if he just stayed for the next 6, 7, 8 years, even, he would go down in history as a club legend, and he's not going to do that. But is that important to him? It's important to the fans. It's important to the people of Liverpool. But is that, what would that mean to Trent in 30 years' time? And to go and play for Real Madrid, he can look back and be like, yeah, even if it doesn't work out, I tried it. I tried to move somewhere else, and not having any regrets. And I kind of think it can relate to our experience in coming out here.
I don't. It's got nothing to do with him moving on for me. Like I get it. Like, Madrid, like, an unreal experience to go and play for them and stuff. But like, I think he's handled the situation wrong. Like, to be going on a free, I think is like what, like, I think I dislike the most is like, that he could have signed a deal, and then that's what makes me think that like Madrid probably wouldn't splash out on him. Like, I don't know, they must have some agreement in place that's like, like, if you come to us for free, we'll give you like a big signing on bonus. His brother's his agent. Like, that's the only thing that makes sense to me.
I think he made the decision when Klopp stepped down. I think, like, because Klopp, he was like, Klopp's baby, brought him through the team, and I think he made the decision when.
If he finds a new deal, Madrid's not paying 70 million for him.
That's what I'm saying. Like, and I think he knows that. Like, and I think like he's done interviews where they ask him like, you know, what do you want to be? And he's like, I want to like win Ballon d'Ors. Like, I want to be known as like the best right back ever. Like, he's never going to be in that bracket for me because his defensive weaknesses and like his passing's unreal. Like, one of the best passes like I've seen for Liverpool. Like, some of the passes are unbelievable, but like he's never going to be that all like rounded fullback that's going to be seen as like one of the best ever. You know what I mean? Like,
before he was self-centered. He thinks about him, and obviously with his brothers being his agent, he wants to go and win the Ballon d'Or, and he's not going to do it at Liverpool.
yeah,
His chance is to be at Real Madrid and have fucking assists.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because he could go to Real Madrid and have 40 assists and 10 goals. Because the level of football in Spain is not as high as it is in England.
yeah, you're only facing like maybe 2, 3, 4 teams in Spain that have like world class.
Man United are in the fucking banter era, and we've just put 7 past the best defense in Spain. Like, he's got a chance. I mean, I don't think he'll ever win it. Don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to say that, but he's got a chance to win it. You know what I mean? He's up in his chances to win it, should I say?
Yeah.
And with him being the way that he is, and I think that's part of the reason why he's going.
It's to do to win a Ballon d'Or.
I think if you win the league, you win the Champions League straight away. Your first season, you've got like 30 assists and maybe 10 goals.
Yeah.
No, wait, I'm not buying that because to get 30 assists, you need a 20-goal striker.
Yeah, essentially Mbappe.
Telling me that 20-goal striker's not getting Ballon d'Or over the right back.
Yeah.
There's no chance he can do it. Because his production isn't him. He's not going to go banging 15, 20 goals for Real Madrid on his own.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, listen, I'll be happy to be wrong, but
like as someone who's like technically as good as he is at like crossing a ball and that, his free kicks aren't that good. Like, yeah, he scored a couple, but if you like look over the last few years, like he's taken a lot. Like with his technique, like he should be like scoring more than he does. You know what I
he's
mean?
no
Like,
Gareth Bale, is he?
You always
So,
try
like-
Gareth Bale on this pod, don't you?
but I mean, yeah, I mean, we'll see. Like, he'll do well out there, I'm sure. Like I think the Spanish league's a little bit easier than the Prem as well. So like I think that'll work in his favor. He'll have more time on the ball. Like Real Madrid, like, you know, dominate most teams, so he will get a lot of assists. But like my worry is in the Champions League and the Copa del Rey and, you know, things like that when they're up in like the Clásicos and that. Like if he has a bad game, like he's gonna get like torn to like they are brutal out there.
Like, can you imagine him having that United game, but it'd be against Barcelona or Atletico? It'd be get ruined. It'd be typed castigated something.
Oh, we're talking about today, by the way.
Oh yeah, by the way, with the cracking. So, well, I kind of wanted to just have a chit chat again. I think it's good for us to kind of self-reflect and like tie in stories and this lives of ours. And basically, I just wanted to share stories, honestly, of things that have happened because of football, but like either funny, sad, or whatever you want to share, but isn't quite just football, but just tied to football. Does that make sense? Does that make sense?
You might have to give us an example. You have to
I
go
got a
first.
great one. Well, I was telling you, I was texting you guys in the group chat the other day. So
That's it.
Oh, I've got one.
I knew, Bob, that you would need like an hour to work out your story. So I thought I'd need 3 stories.
We're not going off the
No, mate, I know you got it open now.
because I've done all.
Oh, yeah.
After that, can't wait.
Saving that for a rainy day, mate.
All day, but I guess.
So, well, yeah, here's my story, and I think you guys will appreciate it too. That's why I want to bring it up. I was coaching the other day in the J League. For people who don't know the J League, when you play club versus club, and you have a sister club, and you travel around together, whatever. But all the teams play in one day. So from U12s all the way to U19s, everybody plays. Usually the staff are there all day together. And there's a team in from Jersey, and the same guy coached most of the games, and he was an English lad, Northerner, I think. And I was just like listening to him all day, and I've clocked on that he's English, right? He's coaching the U19 game, so he's coaching against me. We have a good little game, and at one point I end up like 4-2 or 5-2 up. The game's just gone. Like there's no way back for him. So he's like, sod it. Just going to talk to him. Like he's obviously clocked on now that I'm from the UK as well. And he was like, so where's home for you? And I'm like, just thinking in my head now, like, do I just say like North Wales, or do I go into detail like I'm from Anglesey? Like, what's the chance this guy knows that? But I feel like a lot of people from the Midwest North go to Anglesey on holidays, whatever. So maybe, okay. So I'm from Anglesey, and he goes, well, he said, my brother works, he said. He doesn't even answer this question. He doesn't tell me where he's from. He just goes, yeah, my brother works as a truck driver. And what he does, he picks up sheep around. And what he does is take him to Anglesey, to the slaughterhouse.
Jesus.
Takes him to the slaughterhouse and sells them there. He works for, what's the company called? I was like, does he work for Welsh Foods? And he was like, oh, yeah, he works for Welsh Foods. I'm like, Jesus fucking Christ.
Second pod reference for the
Just
Welsh
been
slaughterhouse.
talking about this bloody slaughterhouse on the podcast like 3 or 4 weeks ago. This guy's
Watch the episode.
my brother. I should have, shouldn't I? And
Yeah.
I was so blown away, like just doing this mental math in my head. And I was like, so what brought you to America? And he was saying like, oh, I still want to be a sheep farmer. And I was like, that's funny. I don't want to be a sheep killer. So we'd both over here just coaching against each other. And he was like, yeah, maybe in a different universe, like we don't come to America for football, and I meet you delivering my sheep. It's like, Jesus, that's mental.
I'm fuming. Feeney's not there.
I know Fainty would have loved that story. Sorry, Fainty. But I thought you guys would enjoy that. That was a good story, that. Isn't it?
Okay, now the slaughterhouse. Okay.
Parallel universe.
That's one.
Yeah.
The one with like your dad and Feeney's dad, Mark. That's another one that's fucking weird as well.
Especially like being the first person he met out here, and it just got talking to him, and then his dad coaches my dad's over 40s police football team.
I'm trying to think if I have any.
There are a few stupid ones, because Bob's going to probably jump in the middle of one of my stories and say, oh yeah, I know my story now, and you want to say it, so I had to write them all down so I don't forget. I know, Mark, you got some good stories in you. Come on.
You know what I mean? I thought they were going off the document, so I have to. I got some stories from back home, but since I've been out here, nothing that.
Yeah, they can be stories from back home as well. That's fine.
Come back to me.
Yeah, Bob, I'll come back to you later. Don't worry. The picture.
It's hard for me to be thinking hard at 9:30 at night.
I've known you for a long time now, Bob. It's been.
Well, there's a document there to guide us.
Yeah.
Yeah, can I tell you the story of the first ever game I went to? First ever live game I went to. It was Tranmere against Middlesbrough at Prenton Park, and I was probably like 4 or 5 years old, and so obviously I don't remember this, but I looked it up recently, and I remember they lost, but I didn't remember the players. But I looked it up, and like Paul Merson was playing for Middlesbrough, Robbie Mustoe was playing for Middlesbrough. Like they had some ballers for it. But all I can remember, with it being my first game when I was a kid, I used to hate loud noises. Like, obviously like babies do, but even as I got a little bit older, I think I used to hate loud noises. I think I was definitely a little bit autistic, probably still am.
What?
Yeah. I don't mind the loud noises now, but anyway, I just remember first game, and I was just hoping and praying that Tranmere wouldn't score. So like everyone around me wouldn't shout so loud, and they lost. I think it was 2-0. I looked it up. They lost 2-0. So that was my first ever game. The Middlesbrough fans got to cheer in the far corner, like we were in the cup. Obviously, the Middlesbrough fans were in the opposite end. So yeah, didn't have anyone around me cheering. Just a few Super White Army chants.
I've always not like a lot of noise, man.
Have I always what?
Not like a lot of noise.
I don't know. I think that was just back then because I'm shouting like fuck on these podcasts now.
Lots making noise now.
When for the 3-4 weeks that I lived with you, that bastard alarm would go off every morning, and I had to get out of bed to fucking wake you bastard up to turn the fucking thing off.
Well, it doesn't help when you've had 12 pints the night before, does it?
All right, I've opened the dock. Don't worry, I'm coming, Bob.
First ever game at Old Trafford was against Southampton. Year 2000 is my first game. I went to Old Trafford. It was fucking class. My second game that I went to, we beat Arsenal 6-1.
Lots of goals. That's
No.
that's pretty late though. Did you not go to any, like, I don't know, like Stockport games, anything like that, or any of the local clubs?
I might have gone to like Bury or Rochdale because it was 20 minutes away, but just can't remember. My mum never used live ever. And then when I started playing, like 98, 99, she got into it a bit. And then it might have been, yeah, I think it's 2000, my first game. I think I was in high school. I just started high school. One of the lads off the team, his dad had season tickets at Old Trafford and took me. Because obviously me and my mum's working and stuff and whatever, but never gonna have money to go for a season ticket at Old Trafford. But yeah, it was Southampton 5. We beat Southampton 5-0, and then smashed Arsenal 6-1 in 2000. That was my first ever live games I went to. I remember those two.
It's Old Trafford when I was young, to be fair.
I got a bone to pick with a pair of you now who told me to open the dock, and the first fucking thing in the dock for us to talk about is a football memory, whether watching football or in person. And I know for a fact that if I'd ask Bob a question of this, he'd be like, "Oh, I don't have one." I'd be like, "Okay, just any football memory to do with football. That's what I want from you."
What am I to talk about? I'll talk about. Yeah, when I was younger, I went to a few.
Football memory.
Yeah, my first
or the best one, or whatever you want, Bob.
I remember going to Liverpool, Everton when I don't even know how old I was. Maybe like 10, 11. And like my mum at the time, because like my mum.
She's like from that, right?
My mum at the time, yeah.
Yeah.
I used to have autism, and Bob's got a new mum.
Like she like didn't care too much about football, but like she'd like come and watch us play and like take us to games and that, because that's what mums do. But like she wrote a letter to like Liverpool saying it might have been 13 actually, because it might have been my 13th birthday. That's why she did it. She like wrote a letter to him, like Liverpool, and said like it's my son's birthday, because everyone was saying like you're never gonna get a ticket to like Liverpool, like Everton. He's like wrote a letter and just said it's his birthday, and they sent us 3 tickets for like me, my mum, my brother. And we went and sat in the Cop, and I remember because like in the Cop at
What a club
for the people. We went and sat in the Cop, and the Cop, like everyone stands like the whole game, and I remember being like 13 years old and like trying to look over people's heads and that, like, and we were like high up in the Cop as well. I think we lost actually. I think Tim Cahill, scored. And it's like you're so far up, and you're like looking down. I'm like, I don't even know who's who here. Like there's like little dots. But that's like one of my early memories. And my brother, when I was younger as well, he had season tickets to Chester City, so he'd go to Chester all the time. And I went to a couple of those games. And then there was another time Old Trafford as well. And I'd love to. I need to look back at the order of like when I went to this, but like my mum worked with someone who organised like the coaches to Old Trafford, and she worked in like Heswell on the Wirral, so it's like I don't know, there must have been like a supporters club on the Wirral that would like go over to Old Trafford. And my mum's from Manchester, so she's a United fan, but she she don't really care about it. But like her family are like United and C. So she was like, she like surprised me and my brother. He's a City fan, I'm a Liverpool fan, so she surprised us to go to Old Trafford. But it was decent. Like I remember walking up the stairs and like when you first see like the crowd and everything, and being like, wow, like unreal. Like Old Trafford's a decent stadium, to be fair. Massive.
I did like it when I went there for an FA Cup semi-final, Liverpool-Chelsea. Can't remember I think it was 2004, something like that. No, it was probably 2006. But Liverpool went 2-0. Class day.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
I think so.
I remember getting decent tickets and turn around and Fergie was there, a few rows behind us watching it. Maybe you were too, Yatesy.
Well, yeah, I think I was. I think I was working. I think I just left high school in 2005 and started working as a steward at Old Trafford in 2006.
What years were they doing the semis at Old Trafford? Because it was like the Millennium Stadium while Wembley was being worked on, wasn't it?
That was the final.
That was
The
that was
final.
for just the final. So it was the semi was at Old Trafford, and I think like they used to do it at Villa Park as well. But that was the one. If it was 2006, which I think it was the one that Gerrard, the West Ham final, so it beat Chelsea in the semi final, and then so that was at Cardiff Millennium Stadium. So that was why the semi was at Old Trafford.
I got a flag somewhere in the house, actually, a big Liverpool flag from that final in the Millennium Stadium. I remember that game really, really well. I mean, I loved that game, actually. Because, do we go down to pens on that?
Went to penalties.
Yeah, went to penalties.
Mate, do you know where I watched that? Anglesey.
Me too.
Slaughterhouse.
The Conway.
The Conway Centre.
The Conway-
My
Yeah,
God.
we were on a school trip, and I think because I've been to the semi-final, I wanted to go to obviously the final as well, but I'd already booked this school trip, so I think my mum made me go to that. So yeah, I watched it in this massive hall at the Conway Centre in Anglesey.
Come on,
Yeah,
Sue.
we might have been like less than 5 miles away from each other watching that. Actually, I don't even know where the Conway Centre is to be making this claim.
Conway.
No, Conway is like 30, 40 miles away.
I think it is in Anglesey.
That was a great little game, that, especially, I think, isn't that the game that we end up signing Konchensky or whatever from West Ham the year
He
after?
scored that cross.
Scored that cross, yeah.
Chest.
Yeah. Steven Gerrard gets that limp and bangs one in, goes across goal. I mean, what? We don't see goals like that anymore, do we?
Mate, his like Liverpool's third goal, his second, like when he strikes it, it just stays at the same height. It's like mad. Like I don't know if it was just like those older balls or what, but like it's like
something to do with the ball, doesn't it?
yeah, it's like moving side to side, but it just stays the same. Like now, I feel like they like knuckleball or they just take off.
Yeah, it's got to be something to do with the dynamics of the ball, like a little bit heavier, a little bit more, for wind resistance and shit. Because these no balls now, like you said, if you hit it right, it'll go up and then it fucking flies back down, or it goes up and it carries on going up.
That's using my shots.
I've worked on that one really well. I got that nailed down. There's the other one I can do. All right. Well, what's your first dodgy kit, boys?
Dodgy kit.
I remember I had a Tottenham goalie kit as a green one. I think it was Hewlett Packard, the sponsor. Like, no idea why I had it, but a Tottenham goalie kit. I have to try and find a picture with me in it. But green, Hewlett Packard. I think it was like one that Ian Walker would have wore when he played for him.
That's mental. Yeah, the Tottenham goalie kit.
So random. Did you play in goal when you were younger?
Not even maybe like messing about in the garden. Maybe it's like
Just to check over here.
yeah, it was the premonition of what was to come.
He saw you as like I'm gonna win that one day.
Yeah, that was probably my weirdest one. But I used to love ever like we'd go on holiday or whatever. Like sometimes we'd go to like somewhere in Spain and just bringing back like one of the replica kits. I remember I had the Real Mallorca kit.
Yeah,
I
had some
never like the proper
ones.
badge or anything, but I like loved it. I'd come back on the plane, full kit wanker, shinnies on and everything.
I used so to remember that I had a Figo Portugal top, the fakest like shirts ever, and it was like €12 or whatever on the fucking side, and it was the Figo 10 Portugal on the front, and then like the badge and just the colours. I remember that actually.
Class owner.
Jesus. My favourite kit, my first kit was my uncle got me a kit and boots when I was 13. I remember that. But my favourite kit was the United 999 with the little black zip, the red one. It's got up bro down the sides. I got the long sleeve.
Up behind you.
Is it the one behind you? I was going to say, is it the one behind you?
I got that with my nickname on it, but I had the long sleeve one as well. This is actually signed by Dennis Law, this one. On the top. So, yeah, legend. This is the best. I'm going to get it.
Put it on.
I think I'll fucking one out, man. And this one. with the little, it had the little zip there. So good.
It is iconic.
But there's the legend Dennis Law.
Is that Dubber that played for United?
Got 5 appearances as steward.
My favorite one. After Italy won the World Cup in 2006, like their shirt that they had. I remember I got one of them, and I think it was a real one, but it was like so nice to wear, like that material when they first started coming out with the new material. Because like before that, it was all the shirts I had were always like dead thick, but that one was like a thin, almost like a dry fit material, and that was the first.
Was it the Kappa one?
No, it's Puma, I think.
Yeah, Puma.
Okay, so I remember having like a Wales one. I feel like that, but it was a Kappa one. It was really tight. But I remember Italy had one too, like the like lightning blue or whatever. And obviously, I was just red. I used to love that Kappa shirt. Pretending it was Robert Earnshaw, who was not even Welsh.
Do you know his son's playing for United?
Earnshaw.
And I think, let me just figure it. I'm sure he's called like JJ Gabriel.
Isn't Savage's son playing for United as well?
I used to. He's at where's Savage's son? Something like that. Somewhere else.
Keep you off. Keep you off.
Robert Earnshaw's son is called Silver Mexes. And he's 14 under 14. He's played at United.
Oh, Jesus.
What?
Well, maybe. Let's have a look. Known as Silver Mexes signed for Man United under 14s the end of the 2023-24, as well as the Thailand national under 17s through his half-time mother. Earnshaw married yeah, so it must be his mum's name. Silver Tyler Earnshaw is his full name.
He's got international cap for Thailand.
Yeah, it's under 17.
Jesus. Mad, Danny. That is mad. All right, Bob, what you got?
Still talking about kits.
I'll come back to you.
I mean, I'm trying to think of like I had a lot of like Real Mallorca and like Spain ones and things like that. I had a few Liverpool ones. I think probably like looking back, the worst one I had was because Liverpool were with Warrior for a few years, weren't they? And I think we had some interesting kits with them. But there was like one that was like a bluish, darkish blue, and had like white sleeves, but it had like tribal patterns on the sleeves or something. I don't know if you remember that one. That was probably, like, looking back, probably the worst one. And I remember it was when I was in Cyprus, I had it because I tried to iron it, and the iron melted it and put a hole in it. Yeah, that was the last of that.
That time of the Warrior sponsorship was a dreadful time for Liverpool.
Yeah.
We had some bad teams.
Wasn't that when you almost won the league though? The slip year, was that not Warrior? So it was like definitely Brendan Rodgers' time.
Yeah, no, you are right.
It was Suarez. Because Suarez was the...
Yeah, but after that, then we ended up with fucking James Spearing and
John Joe Shelby.
Spearing's still there now. He could still play.
Coaching, yeah.
He plays for the reserves as well. He's like on the books as a player.
Is he really?
That's what Tom Huddleston did at United.
Jesus.
Who does?
Tom Huddleston did it for like 2 years.
Yeah. I did know.
Phil Jones might have done it. Who's the other one? Paul McShane was the last year, I think. Yeah, they come and train and play and can play in the reserve games and stuff and coach. Weird.
Changing gears a bit. I've slid down the dock a bit here. I'm looking at the game that changed everything. Prompt is the game that turned you from a casual fan to a full-blown football obsessive fan. Why it mattered. Would you still cry if you rewatch it today? Okay, this is going to be a big game this year. I got a good one, I think.
I'd never been to a game before until after United won the treble. So, like, watching United win the treble was definitely the pen dropped, and I was like, right, this is unbelievable. The team I support is winning everything, playing well for trophy, but then going to 2 games that next season was like, right, this is where I am now. Man United's everything.
Mine was really when I first started proper getting into it was World Cup '98. And I remember I think it was the England-Tunisia game. It might have been when Scholes scored, and I remember running home from primary school to watch that like after school, and just that whole tournament, like filling in the wall chart, like staying up like for games and stuff like that. That was where I really, really fell in love with football.
96 was my first ever recollection of football. About 8 years old, and my first memory that I've got, and that it might be confabulated over the years, and I might have remembered some things before, but the biggest memory from there is Paul Gascoigne flicking the ball over Colin Hendry's head at Wembley and smashing in the Euro 96. That's when I think of when I first think of football, that's the first thing I ever think of.
What you got, Bob? I can't think of anything really that stands out massively for me for a game. I think because I'm so far away from the big cities and European tournament football or world football obviously isn't huge in Wales, especially in the early 90s, early 90s when I was growing up. But I think that I have moments that I've really been like, this is it. I think it was it Germany World Cup that Zidane gets sent off? I remember being obsessed with Zidane in France, that World Cup, watching everything. I honestly think the Istanbul game kind of made me like, anything can happen. Do you know what I mean? Like, that can happen in a football game, anything can happen. And then thereafter, we win the FA Cup with, we just mentioned, Steven Gerrard's true late goals and limping around, just making stuff happen. I can't think of one moment where this is it. It's just kept I don't know, dropping seeds of hope that football could save my life. I don't know. I can't think of one really that is this is it here.
Yeah, I'm kind of the same as well. I remember vividly watching the Champions League final and the FA Cup final, and going to Liverpool, bit in Merseyside derby. But yeah, World Cup '98, doesn't even ring any bells for me.
I don't know if it would still make me cry if I rewatched it today. Probably one of the better stories I have is of probably 5-6 years ago. But yeah, is it 5 years ago since Liverpool won the Champions League last?
2019, so yeah, coming up 6.
So it's a semi-final game, right? So we're playing Barcelona. We're 3-0 down, and we don't have Mo. We don't have Sadio's playing. We don't have Mo. We don't have Bobby. All doom and gloom.
I don't think Sadio
I remember
played,
watching the game in the house, and I don't know if you remember my old house. We had the front door, the sofa there, and then the telly was separating the dining room and living room really before I got around the corner to the kitchen. And I just remember just feeling the sofa watching the game, watching most of it. And, the hope that kind of kills you. You try not to be hopeful that you can ever make this turnaround and this win happen. And the game's going on. Origi gets the first goal and oh shit, something can happen. And then it's half time. Genie comes on all pissed off. He scores his first goal. We're oh fuck. It's 3-2 now. We're going to fucking do it. And I remember Genie going up and scoring that headed goal. And I was like, oh my God, it is it's happening. We can make this happen right now. But I just remember
kind of ticking quickly.
Well, actually, before the corner, I just remember standing in the doorway of the main door. And at this point, Kenny's come down and she's folding laundry in front of me. Yeah, so the ball goes wide, cross it in, Genie heads it in. And I just remember starting to cry, overwhelmed, oh my God, we're doing it. Is this happening? Oh my God, we're going to go to the final. And I just remember tearing up. And I remember looking down at Kenny. Obviously, she's American and she likes football because I like football, and she's there watching it because I'm watching it. And I remember looking at me, and I'm looking at her oh my God, do you finally get it? Do you know this moment was what it's all about? This is why we watch football, blah blah. And I wasn't saying anything, but I'm just looking at her like this. You know what I mean? I remember turning her head so slow and looking at me, look me dead in the eye, and was like, "You're a fucking piece of shit, you are. You didn't even cry when your daughter was born."
Daggers.
Then yeah, the corner ticking quickly, and I'm fucking flying around the house saying, "I don't give a fuck." Yeah, she was fuming with me then. She didn't give a fuck about Liverpool that day. No,
I don't think football's ever made me cry. I'm either dead happy or dead angry. There's no crying. Like I'm either
I was crying. I was crying after the celebrations for the title we just won. Like not like full on wailing, but like watching it, I was definitely definitely emotional because I think it came from a place like I was just like really it was jealousy was a lot of it. Like I really like wished I was there like celebrating and stuff. It's
yeah.
weird. It's a weird thing to do to just like be like feel so emotional about it. And I was out at a bar and I was just like my eyes just started watering. But
Yeah, like I feel that as well, and like I was like watching it, and like and I had it on the telly, and like I like yeah, and like Nat was like like it would be so good if you could be there and stuff. Like it looked unreal, but like I think this year at least, so much of it was taken away because we were just so far ahead, so it was almost like inevitable that we were going to win it. Like I wonder if it was something like like down to the last day kind of thing, and it's like whether maybe I would have felt different. Like I think yeah, like I was definitely like watching it and being like, oh, it'd be like unreal to be there and like excited and stuff. But, like, yeah, I don't know. It's just never.
like when I get overly emotional one way or the other, like McKenna will say, like it's 11 people who don't give a shit about you, and like it puts it in perspective. But you just can't like you can't explain the feeling, like the attachment.
Yeah, it's mad,
I think it just comes from like being a kid and you look up to these players and you have the dreams that one day you could possibly be like that and just like it's all those feelings that you still have like internalized as being a kid and thinking that that is like the pinnacle what you can get to. 9.9% of people it doesn't obviously work out for, but you still as an adult you still have harbor those feelings.
or like I met Phil Neville when he was coaching once. Like playing for Bury Town team down there. There's a little place right near Bury Stadium called Goshen. Gary and Phil were coaching like the under 16s at the time when they were younger at United. We're playing on the field next to them, and the ball's come across. I'm playing right back, gone out, just about to take a throw in. Their ball's come on. He's ran right, like literally next to each other on the field. He's come to get the ball. He's bent down. I've just kicked it through his legs and took the throw in and ran off. I think he's so fucking. I'll just make Phil Neville. I could be brilliant. That's not bad.
Yeah, I thought you said Meg, and then I was like, nah, he kind of said Meg. He said Met.
Yeah, that's exactly what I thought as well.
That's class.
I was going to say something then, like at the end of your point, Mark, was like definitely growing up, yeah, you aspire to be, Premier League player or whatever and have like all these accolades and stuff. But now, as you get older, I mean, if you all were still playing now, we'd be coming towards the end of our playing days. Is it weird that we idolize now these kids because they're younger than us now, on the wrong side of the tracks now? Like, is it weird? Like these kids are just running around and all over. Like one kid, if I'm walking around with obviously on my back, he's fucking 10 years younger than me. Like, is that, is that a thing?
Yeah, I mean, I don't do that. Like, I never did when I was a kid. Probably stopped having players on the back of my shirt when I was.
Yeah, about 13, 14 when you, I think, when the nailed on the back of shit. Like I got every shirt for my birthday, and it was 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. No matter what, it'd have my nickname and whatever number on the back. But then, like, you start. I mean, I started drinking at 14 and 15 at the pub, so start going out and you get in with a crowd, and then I start going to games a lot more, and you just get match going. You don't really wear the shirt, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like that's when it kind of stopped for me.
Story about that actually. I was right little shit. It must have been about maybe 10 years old, something like that, and wanted a Liverpool shirt for my birthday, and I really wanted hippie on the back of it. So I think like my mum and dad went out to get me one, got me a shirt. So obviously should have been grateful for the shirt, but there was no I's and no A's in the store. So I got Danny Murphy on the back of my shirt, and I was like, I don't even want it. You like Danny Murphy? Like proper
All right,
ungrateful
listen
little
here.
shit.
This, I love that story.
Mercy.
So true. And I don't think people will ever know the pain. Like, this is like back in my day problems where, like, you go to JJB Sport, you want a shirt, yeah, without SS today, you can't have Suzuka, mate. Sorry, pal. You know, like, that's such, like, not everybody's going to be able to catch on to that. Like, no, like, that's not a problem now. You just order online, you know?
Yeah, so if Sue's watching it, I apologize. 25 years late.
Did you wear it?
I think I did once or twice, yeah. Appeasement.
That wasn't that bad. I'm going to skip forward to this one here. I think this is going to be great. It's not what ifs because I think we all played the game. The last question is going to be great, but I think it'd be fun if we could describe our own style of playing as players and see if the other three would agree or disagree with our notions. And Dan, we can start with you, Dan.
So I've got to describe what I was as a player.
Yeah.
Box to box.
No, not near box to box.
Box to box.
Fullback. Most of my career.
So what you do play centre midfield over 30? Bloody hell.
Yeah, because I can fucking facilitate. I've got an absolute pig. And I don't want to run anywhere. No box to box. Just centre circle Yatesy. That's what I'm doing.
Do a lot of extra.
I had a good cross, good ball in. Could pick out pass. Long throw. Set piece taker. Right back. Nobody wants to grow to be a Gary Noble.
No, nobody does. I don't think I can dispute that from Yatesy. Anybody want to dispute Yatesy? No, I think pretty accurate.
Last
All
time
right,
I
Mark.
played with Yatesy, hobbled off after 15 minutes with an injury, and I've never seen him on the pitch.
I'm going to blow my own trumpet here, and I've probably scored the best goal in
Cool Springs.
Yeah, out of all of us.
I turned up late that day, and I think it was you and Paul were talking about it.
It was literally a carbon copy of Wayne Rooney to Robin van Persie, from Paul Carr to me on my left foot.
No way.
Hands down, like, you know, obviously you work at Cool Springs, Jace.
Yeah.
That middle field, we're playing
Yeah.
7v7. Paul's in the far corner, so as you walk in, the far left corner, he's pinged it from that far left corner all the way over. I'm in the front right corner. I've watched it come over my shoulder, volleyed it back across goal into the stanchion and the 7v7 nets.
I'm going to go in and pick CCCC.
This was like 8 years ago.
They'll have it.
I asked him for it. He was like, I can't give you that. They won't let me. But yeah, that's Paul. It was the best goal I've ever seen.
Actually, on the note of Paul Carr,
First person view.
the worst penalty I've ever seen taken is Paul Carr.
Oh, but that's got a funny story behind it.
Listen here. The only funny thing about that story is me laughing in that video when he's fucking fucked it up.
Yeah, but like, so for that one though, it was, what was it like? I think it was senior day,
It was
right?
senior year. I don't think it was senior night, was it?
Yeah, it was senior night, because I remember we were playing against, was it like Carlo or someone?
Already like 4-0, 5-0.
We knew we were going to batter him.
Mate, we were racking him.
Before the game, Paul said, like, if we get a penalty and we're 6-0 up, I'm gonna chip it down the middle. And this is how funny it is we're playing. Like, I've won a penalty and I'm about to take it, and Paul comes up to me and we're 6-0 up. Like, that's how weird it is. Like, I was gonna take the pen. Paul's coming. He's like, mate, like, can I have it? Like, I said it, and I was like, you can have it if you do what you said you were gonna do, and you like try and chip it. And he's like, all right. And I'm like, there's no way he's gonna do it. And like, he's chipped it, and keeper's gone the other way, not dived, and then come back. But like, a decent keeper, like, probably dives and goes for it. Like,
he sold it well.
Well, that keeper, like, his heart was broken because we battered him all day, and then he was athletic, but like, he was hurt, so he just like did one of these. He did one of these, and I was like, that's so shit. He came back and just caught it. It was.
I think the fans recording it. I was like, you best fucking chip this. I whispered to the video.
It was like,
get down, put that in.
It was like funny as well, because like loads of the women's team was like stood behind the goal as well watching, so he was like so embarrassed.
That's howling. That's so funny. All right, Bentley, what kind of football player were you?
You know what? I would have absolutely been a professional if I didn't play carrying a caravan, towing a caravan around on my back. If it wasn't so slow. Nah, utility. I think I played in like every single position growing up, but probably best at centre back. Can read the game pretty well. Sweet left foot. Just slow.
Oh, yeah.
Agree with that.
My feet don't move fast enough for my brain.
Brain. Our brain's like fucking Usain Bolt.
Great brain, shit feet.
All right, here's the favorite part of this episode. Bob, what kind of player were you?
Very level-headed.
Even keel.
No, I think that was my biggest problem. I think that held me back a lot. Like, I know I was never like good enough to like go pro or anything like that, but I don't think I had the composure. Like, I had the mentality, like, and Mark can like attest to like me like going up to like the local recreation center we had. I'd go up there and spend hours just like striking a ball and striking a ball. Like, I wanted to be like a good player, and I got to a point where I could strike a ball well. I was half decent running with the ball. I wasn't like ever really a goal scorer though, although I could strike a ball well. Like, I think my best part of my game is like my passing and my vision. Like, I really should have been more of a central midfielder, but I think coming out to America, like when I was younger, I was a winger and I was a little bit faster and I was like skinny. And then when I came out to America, I was like, a little bit taller and, a bit bigger. And I think in America, the coaches like it a little bit more to have like someone up top that's like a bit bigger. So it was more like Wall Street at Point Park that was like, you're going to be like, more of a striker kind of. We had Ramos who could play off me. But yeah, like I just couldn't, like, if someone annoyed me, if I got upset with something, like all I had in my head was like, I just want to smash. I loved it. I loved it. I just loved those big tackles, and I would just like, yeah, like I would let things get to me that didn't need to get to me. That's my
Craig Bellamy.
You know what
yeah,
I'll say
just
about you is you kind of like, so me and Bob grew up in the same hometown, and you kind of came out of nowhere like later on. I don't think I can, correct me if I'm wrong, but like when you were like 13, 14, 15, you didn't really care about it that much. But then once you started getting into it, and like you said, you would go up and just shoot at the rec for hours at a time, and like you trended upwards so quick, and like kind of made a name for yourself in terms of playing like in adult leagues and stuff like that as a 16, 17-year-old, and like quickly became one of the better players around.
yeah, like I played when I was younger, and like we play at school and that. But yeah, like I never really like cared too much to like try and like sign for teams and stuff. And like, yeah, it was probably when I was like 16 where I was like started to like actually get into it and be like I'd go up and I wanted to play it every day. Like, I would go up to rec and like just like shoot and shoot and shoot, and then like maybe like around 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, like groups of guys had come and they'd be like 7 sides because it was an 11-side field, but split into three smaller, kind of like Cool Springs then. And like people could rent it out after school, and like I'd just be like up there kicking a ball around, and these lads would come up and like they'd have a game going. They're like, "Oh, do you want to join in?" And like I got to the point where I was going up there like pretty much every night. And like your dad organized one on a Monday as well, didn't he, Mark? So we used to go play there. Was it Monday? I think it was Monday.
Yeah.
We'd go up there and play Mondays, and they're like just unreal, like playing under the lights, 7 aside, like just yeah.
Yeah. No, I mean, I can't speak. But I was just gonna say to you, Jace, you've probably played at the highest level out of all of us. So talk us through what kind of player you were and you are still now.
Still now. That's the joke. Do you think? Yeah, like I wouldn't say I was the best player of all of us, though. I think I might have forged my way into a high level. I don't know if I was a better player, but I was very dependent on my athleticism. I think, not like now being grown, looking back. I'm dexterous with both feet eventually, but yeah, I was a little bit like Bob, but I like a big tackle, especially when I was younger. But I'd always feel like I was a bit of a space cadet, to be honest with you. Like, as long as the ball's in front of me defending, I'd be locked in. But if I wasn't involved, I'd be just whatever, fluttering around the green, and then the ball would get pinged over my head, and I had to run back and get it. And I always do fine because I was always fast. I know I don't look fast now. with all this extra poundage. But yeah, just a fast player. Could play almost anywhere.
It's huge, isn't it? Like if you have that, speed, agility, if you have that athleticism, like you can get away with having. And I'm not saying you did, but like a lot of players, like they can get away with having a shit touch, and could you just have that speed that makes up for it?
I think that's one thing that like I would have loved to have. Like I was never the slowest, but I was never like that fast. Like like when you play with people that are like so fast, but they don't have the brain to know what to do. It's like I would love to have your speed. Like I would love to be able to like knock it past that player and like just be gone. Like, I wish I had that.
As a centre half, I would like go and close you down in the wing, and like you use the line as a second defender. Usher him out. I would line you up only one and be like, "Go on, knock it past me. I dare you. If you knock it past me, I'm going to win it every single time." I'd happily have that race with anybody. Basically, because everybody on angle sees white, and I just smash them in the race. So that's it, really.
You said
I don't
about
think
being
that's the player I was in the over 30s, though. I was very
center circle was your zone.
well. I was
Control.
very conservative with my energy, shall we say, using the right places. Next question is the best question because I think all four of us is up for debate here. It's going to be a tight one about who's most likely to get a red card in the game.
Wonder who that could be.
I mean, Mark's got a red in him, to be fair.
Listen here, I know the four of us.
Not anymore.
I don't know who would get sent off first. I mean, I'm still getting sent off now as a coach, so it's not like that's gone away from me. Have you never?
Not as a player. I have one as a coach.
Mate. Well,
Never as a coach, but plenty as a player.
But yeah,
I was coaching against the coach that we all know. I won't name him, but basically called my goalkeeper fat.
stop the recording. I want to find out who.
I'll tell you in a little bit. You know him very well.
Oh, bloody hell, I already know.
Hey, well, if he's good for you, then stick up for your player.
Never had a red as a player. Loads of yellows, never a red.
Yeah, I got a few. Like a couple, like the last man kind of ones, and then a couple losing my head.
Oh.
Can you count toes?
Are we counting Pisa?
Yeah.
We're counting the ones where he got kicked out of the whole building and banned for 6 months.
All of our fingers and toes for yours.
Bob, do you remember that tournament that we played in with Eddie Child, and the final we both got sent off because we all just got kicked off. We were like, "Fuck this!" We were losing. Like,
do you remember that?
14.
That was
we both got sent off.
You went for a free tournament as well.
Miles north of the city. Yeah, I mean, I got some funny stories. When I was in Michigan, that one that Mark was talking about, and I was in Michigan, and I tried at the end of the game, I went to shake someone's hand, and he ignored me. I slapped him in the face. I got sent. Mate, no. Do you know what the funny thing about this is? I'll tell you exactly what happened. Mate, you're gonna find this funny. We were playing the game, and mate, my team is so bad. Like we're getting battered. Like it's just I was losing my head. And there was a 50-50 tackle, and this kid is not really gone in for the 50-50. And I've not like slid or anything, but like, do you know when I've just like smashed the ball, like almost like a shot, like right at him. Like I've just not even really tried to tackle it, just smashed it at him. And he was a bit like, whatever. And then the referees blew the whistle like 30 seconds later. So he's like the closest player to me. Like, so I've just gone to shake his hand, and he's like mad that I kicked the ball at him. So he's like pulled his hand out the way. So I just slapped him in the face. Ref comes over, red card. As I'm walking off the field, I went to shake hands with another player. He saw me slap the other kid, so he said no, so I slapped him as well. Mate, I swear to God.
Ref, the guy just smacking people in the garden.
Yeah. No, but you know what the funniest thing is? Ref came over and gave me a second red. He gave me 2 reds. I was like, mate, you can't give me another red. You've already sent me off. But anyway, yeah, I wasn't allowed to play there for 6 months. 6-month ban. Good times.
He had Michigan for a year as well.
The best red card I've ever had, I was playing local football. I think I was playing for reserves, and I just came back from suspension, and I was on the bench. I wasn't allowed to start the game in the cup. It was a cup. I think it was a quarter-final, semi-final. I came on. We're losing 1-0. Put the ball through for us to go 1-1, so I get the assist. Then I go into a 50-50 challenge. Both of us get a yellow card. Okay, fine. And then about 10 minutes after the game, I win a penalty and score the penalty to go 2-1 up. So we're now winning. So we're holding on to dear life for the last 5 minutes. The game's going on. I just remember, like when you play like official games, you're going to have 3 balls, match balls on the side, whatever. And I knew like one had gone in the bush. I can't remember what the other one was. So the winger took a huge touch. My right back's missed him and fouled him. And I've gone underneath him and I've cleared the ball out of the stadium. I've just gone, fuck off. There's only 1 ball left, and if it's not here, it's already gone. So this will do some time for us to get through to the final or whatever it was. The ref's come up to me and he's like, I know what you did there. I said, what do you mean? He's like, you've launched that ball into the fucking river because you fucking time wasting. Fucking yellow sent me off.
Well,
Never played.
Had he blown his whistle already?
Yeah, it was. I mean, it was close to be fair, but like, I mean, I knew what I was doing. I was sending that.
Yeah.
It wasn't in play.
I mean, what do you mean? Well, the foul just.
Had he blown his whistle for the foul?
Yeah, foul happened. Blow the whistle. Ball's coming to me.
You deserve
it. Like,
you deserve it.
If the whistle, if he's blowing the whistle and you've still kicked it, yeah.
Mate, my license went through the ball on the as he's blowing the whistle. No chance. Yeah, but I enjoy that sending off because 1, I probably maybe deserved it. 2, I was malicious in my way.
Yeah, but it's one of those, isn't it? Like, Valverde takes, is it Morata or whoever it was that's thrown goal for Atletico? Like, it's one of those reds where it's like, it's a good red, isn't it? It's decent.
Yeah.
Like, it's got to be done.
Was it a semi-final or something?
Yeah, I think it was.
I don't think I've ever had. Well, I've actually had red cards for like foul play, but never for a bad tackle. I remember one time I actually got sent off playing for River City Rebels at Highmark. This guy, I was getting the ball. The guy checked me in the back like a hockey check in my back. I'm fuming. I got up and I just swung for him. Completely missed him. Ref sent me off. So I've gone and sat on the bench. He's like, no, you can't sit here. You got to go sit like off the field. So I go sit. No, like those seats they had outside those glass doors in the Highmark Stadium. So I've gone and sat there. We're playing for 5 minutes or something. And then he spotted me in the corner because we had those bright orange T-shirts, jerseys on. And he's like, no, you got to leave the stadium. And I was like, mate, all of my stuff are on the bench. You can't sit on the bench. There's nobody here. Like, we've rented the facility. Like, nobody's here. He's like, no, you got to stand outside the stadium. So I'm stood outside stadium, Highmark Stadium, full kit wanker, shin pads on and everything, just watching traffic go by. And as I've walked out, Kenny's walking in to watch me play, and she's like, where are you going? I was like, just got sent off. I need to watch absolutely nobody play football. And I'm just in the stadium. Oh, mate.
Those River City Rebel days were good there.
Yeah. They were well good. I miss those days.
I've probably got a couple of red card stories, but I'm not even sure I want to tell them because in case this shows up on an ice feed, I'm only on a green card, so.
You're welcome. What are we doing for your red cards?
Oh, sometimes there was one. I remember when playing out here, and I got a yellow card. Must have been for like a bad foul, and then I think we were like 6-1 down or something. The ball got played, obviously on a yellow card. Ball got played over my head. Their winger was going to be in again, so I just jumped up and caught the ball, threw it down, looked at the ref, started walking, got in my car, and went. It's like play for that team again. Just like jumped, it was like high pointed it, caught it, just gave it to the ref, took my yellow card.
Oh, fuck you.
God, that's fucking well for you.
I could just imagine.
I was just done. I was like, well, they're not scoring again.
Not on my watch. Please catch this. Oh, that's funny.
The infamous game, Mark. I found the clip on my Google videos the other day.
Yeah, I think I've still got it in mind somewhere.
I've got the full video from like the end.
All I can say is I'm glad that Roberto Whitley was not there.
Yeah, me too.
I could only own one of you.
Yatesy saved my life. Might have lost my head a little bit at the final whistle. Big brawl going on, but Yates gripped me,
Like,
didn't let me
literally
go.
bear hugged him
Yes.
and tucked my head underneath his armpit so he couldn't punch me and get like, you know what I mean?
Never would have done that anyway.
Like,
Never would have done that anyway. I was trying to get out a little bit, but yeah, he saved my life.
That's brilliant, that might be the best part of the thing, the whole entire thing. Something a little bit more mellow than to just finish off last one. Now we live in the US, watching football is completely different for numerous reasons. Biggest one probably is time difference. How's it changed? Better, worse, and different? How do you feel about it?
I mean, I think like back home, it's nice to like go out to the pub and do things. Like I think here, like if Liverpool are playing at like 7:30 in the morning, it's just like you're just laying in bed, and like sometimes if you've gone to bed like late the night before, like I'll fall asleep during games. Like not normally if it's Liverpool because I'm like invested in the game, but like a lot of times I'll get up and I'll put the 7:30 game on. But if it's a boring game, like I'll just doze off.
I kind of like the time difference, like for the Saturday games, like the Premier League games, but Champions League because I'm working at that time, and I know like previously when I was coaching and that, it's a killer, like not being able to watch it. Like if the Champions League game goes into extra time when I was used to be coaching, you miss that. But like I'm right now, I'm still in school till 4 o'clock, driving home. So yeah, it's tough for the midweek games, definitely.
agreed.
I used to put those games on, Mark, when I was a teacher. I'd put them on the big screen. We'd all just watch Champions League football in the classroom as best dismissal was happening.
Is that why you're not doing it anymore?
You got the red card for that.
Not allowed to do it.
It's definitely changed. I left to go to work today at 4, just after 4, and it was half time United. So I've kind of listened to the second half in my car on the way up. And by the time I got there, we'd won 4-1 and got through to the Europa League final. I just think that I think the game's completely changed as well. Like I think Thierry Henry said it last night or the other night. He thanked Barcelona and Inter Milan. He was like, over the last 2 or 3 years, he's been bored of watching football.
Yeah.
And that game has to go down as the best 2-leg semi-final ever. I don't think I've ever seen a better 2-leg game.
Throwing punches back and forth as well.
It's literally like a 12-round fucking brawl.
Yeah.
It was class. It was such refreshing to see just teams going at each other and going at it than just systematic go pass here because he's going to move and pass there.
What will you do then, Yates, for the Europa League final? Since it's Wednesday, I'm guessing you work on Wednesday.
We've got our first men's. It's our season opener for Still City at 7 or 6, 7 o'clock. So I'll probably just be at Founders watching it before setting up my live stream stuff. But Gary will be there as well, I think. So I think me and him are watching together in there. Yeah. I'll just have to stand on the chair to whack him because he's like 7 foot tall.
Don't get too bevied or anything.
No, I've got to do all the live stream stuff for the Still City.
Who's going to celebrate winning the Europa League? That's mad.
Me, because we're getting the Champions League.
Yeah. Oh my God, imagine that.
Finish 17th and getting the Champions League.
It is mad when you look at like how bad United and Spurs are doing in the league, but they're both in the Europa League finals.
Yeah. We're the only unbeaten team in Europe.
Yeah, that's right. Liverpool.
I take a half day for it, to be fair.
I don't know if you guys agree with this, but I never, like, I always play Saturday football, so I never was able to watch Premier League football, or usually because I'd always be playing or traveling to a game or something. I watch probably more football now living in the US, like at home, than I ever was. Like, I love getting up in the morning. Like, so I never had the real pub culture of going and watching football or going to games. Like, get up in the morning, put my cup of coffee on, and watching all the games. Man, I love it.
No, I do like it. I used to love the like after Saturday afternoon games, that 5:30 kickoff, like play, get a win, get all the lads back to the pub, straight on it. That was, and if like Liverpool were playing then 5:30 on a Saturday, class.
Yeah. We'd get up, go to Weatherspoons, have a breakfast or some food and stuff. Go to the bookies, put your bets on, get to the club for about 12:30, watch a little bit of the first game, depending on where we had to travel to and stuff. If we're at home, we can watch most of the 12:30 kickoff. Then we're playing at 2:30, and then you're back in the clubhouse at 4:30, ready for that 5:30 game. And then you then deciding, am I going to go home and get changed and come back out, or am I staying out from now?
Out.
Yeah, so it's class.
Staying out in your tracky.
Just playing out sometimes.
You're right, Jace. I definitely would watch more of the, like the Brighton West Ham games or whatever it is now. Like with the 10 a.m., the 3 p.m. kickoff in England. That like I never would have watched that back home and watched that.
I'll watch it this way.
But I miss obviously going to Anfield.
There's nothing better than going to a game.
Yeah, like it's mad that out here you can actually watch more games than you can back home. Like I think that's like one of the reasons why we probably all watch a lot more as well, is like it's a lot more accessible out here. Like, I mean, you need a bunch of different streaming services, which is annoying, but like back home, it's like, yeah, they don't even show half the games. Like here, there's 5 games on at 3:00 that you can watch any one of them. Like back home, I don't think you can watch any of the 3:00 ones, right?
Well, there's still a rule where it's banned, which is absolutely stupid and outdated, by the way. Like they brought it in to kind of save football. I could guarantee you, even if we could watch the 3:00 games, there's no way if I'm regularly going to a game that I'm sitting at home watching it. I'm fucking going to the game.
Yeah, but I think it does make sense for like the low league teams though, because like if Liverpool, I mean, you can always find a way to watch it anyway. But I was just thinking, like when I was younger, like if Liverpool were away or I didn't have a ticket and it was a 3 p.m. game, then I might go to Tranmere or something like that instead. So like it works for the lower league clubs, like to keep people going to them games, maybe. But then they don't want those fans going, so it's like.
Right. I think we're going to go into a point where it becomes each club has their own platform.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
I think it'll happen. I think there's too much money in it for them to make, and it'll just change the whole dynamic of the game again.
You know what is interesting actually, because like, especially in the US, like each coaching, so Clarion, for example, each conference have their own streaming network. Like, so I know obviously we're small time, but like Clarion could, the Premier League could easily have their own streaming service.
100%.
Like, why are we selling off? You're telling me selling it off to NBC or I don't even know, just Game the Home or BT, Sky, whatever.
Sky, probably.
You can't make more money by just getting a sponsorship deal of streaming your own.
Yeah,
It's coming. I'm telling you right now, it's coming. Within the next 5 years, I think that'll be a thing. Like the Premier League will have its own, or they will let each club have their own and then have a percentage of what they're making. I feel like that's the way it's gonna go.
it's just like as well. That's how Sky make all their money, pretty much, isn't it? And then, like, if you want to drop if you want to just have the sports package, then you have to have like everything else, because no one really gives a shit about everything else anymore. Like, if you want Sky Movies and you got all the streaming services and can watch whatever movies, you got your people with the dodgy boxes as well, like playing the system.
Yep.
I just got rid of mine for the exact reason, because I was only watching Premier League on it. So, and I'm coaching all the time, so I don't watch Premier League. So.
Big changes probably coming in the near future.
All right. Well, another thing's going to be in the near future is our next podcast. So make sure you follow along, like, share, and retweet there, Bobby. All right. I think that's it, boys.
Cheers, lads.
All right, lads.
Thanks, man.
Down. Well done, boys.
So, all right, so who's late for one? He's something. I think he's tired, the lad. Poor boy. Yeah, Sue, we apologise. We missed a week. Everyone was a little bit busy. We're back on regular schedule.
Fuming she was. Like, yeah, might have lost the customer.
Oh my gosh, that's
so
funny.
Get this shared around with all your mates. Get on to
Put in the
Max money.
Me mad.
No, I know.
Post it in the
There you go.
Let's chat about it in bingo, Sue. Come on.
She won't like that one. Won't like that.
Why not? You like bingo?
I love a good game of bingo.
Hey,
I
I'm
think
well
it's
with
be
it.
fair.
Thanks for watching this week's episode of the Old Fashioned Football Podcast. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this with all your friends. We'll be back next week with more nonsense.